it's Doc Jen, and I just want to talk about some quick exercises you do at home just with the access of a little band for your rotator cuff. Now, rotator cuff, a lot of people, it's going to be normal as you start to age because we're using our shoulders. We're doing things that aren't always optimal. We're not perfectly always working out in a gym. Sometimes we reach weird or we do different things, and that just happens through life. So we might get little micro tears in our rotator cuff. We might get injury. And especially as we age, it's going to be really common to start to see these things pop up on an MRI. So how are we going to support our body as we continue to age is going to be really important. So this is one of the thinnest bands that we have, lighter bands that we have in the Optimal Body Toolkit. So this is just my little therapy kit that I kind of created and put together based on what I use with all of my programs, with all of my clients. And I decided, you know what, let me just have a place that people can just go, have everything that they would need at home and easily accessible that they could do these therapy workouts with. So let's go over some things. Now, traditionally, a lot of people talk about this for your rotator cuff, which is fine, but it's not going to put as much tension because we're not going against gravity. We're kind of just like standing up here. And especially if we use weights, then we're really just kind of working our shoulder in general and not really enough of the rotator cuff. So let's lay on your side. So you can either lay all the way down on your side or you can be in a propped position here. Okay, now I'm going to be in a prop position. I'm going to kind of hold this band steady and just hold it nice and tight here. My elbow is going to be locked into my side. If I were to be all the way down, I'd probably lay all the way flat on here, either hand out or propped, and then you can just pull from there, okay? But I want to make sure that I keep it nice and stable. So I'm going to hold on to it, keep my elbow by my side, pull my shoulder blade back, rib cage down. So I don't want to be overextended, okay? Because this isn't an ideal position of how I want to stand or place pressures through my system. So I want to drop my rib cage. Now from here, I'm going to pull up. I want to keep my arm at about 90 degrees here. Okay. So I don't want to come and pull this way or pull up. I want to keep my arm at 90 degrees. Now I'm going to think that there is a pull from my shoulder all the way out to my elbow that is on my hip. And I want to keep that stable. Okay. So I'm rotating right along that pull. So from here, pulling out nice and slow to come back in, pulling out and nice and slow on the way back in. Okay. The slow on the way in is just as important as the pull on the way out. Okay. We're working those muscles in what's called an eccentric manner as they're continuing to lengthen as I can slowly come back in. And it helps to build that strength and resiliency within that rotator cuff and around that shoulder. Okay. Now here we only need probably about, especially if you're just getting started, you really only need at a maximum 10. At a minimum, do about 5, okay? If this is really aggressive, you can also lighten up the hold on the band and go a little bit easier. Okay, so that's the other great thing with bands is that you can go a little less tension if you need to. Now that's one of them, okay? And these are exercises that I love to implement before a workout. So say before an upper body day is so that you don't have to think of another place to put this. Just put it as part of your warm up. So that was exercise 1. Exercise 2, I'm going to wrap this band around my foot. So I'm going to come here, tie my band around my foot, and this is going to help my internal rotation. So now I'm going to work a lot on that eccentric portion, but now in a more extended position. So that one was by my side, right? Now this is going to be out toward like a 90-degree position. Okay. So I'm going to pull out as much as possible and then nice and slow, trying to come into that nice, slow internal rotation. If that is too difficult, so say you don't have a lot of range into the internal rotation, move the foot over a bit and drop the elbow down. Coming out, again, staying in that 90-degree position and just allowing it nice and slow. And I'm using the lightest band here because it's not necessarily about going the heaviest or the hardest. It's really about building that slow strength and stability. So you want, again, we're doing anywhere from 5, if this is super new, all the way up to 10. Now, I am limited in shoulder internal rotation in this range. So going at more like a slope at a diagonal is actually better for my shoulder, where up here, it's going to be a little bit harder for me. Okay. So you don't want any pain. You got to listen to your body, but the more that you do this, the better you're going to get in terms of not only strength, but also range of motion. Last one we're going to do for that rotator cuff, coming out into that 90-degree position again. But this time we're going to work on external rotation, and we're going to work on the quickness and effectiveness of that rotator cuff. So pull my shoulder blades back, tuck my chin, and I'm just going to lift my hands really quickly off the floor. Now this, you want to go for a little bit higher reps. So we want to try to go for at least 30 here. It's going to get really tiring. Your elbows stay on the ground and you're trying to go as quick, as fast as possible. So now not only are we building the strength and slow stability, but we're also building that fast twitch kind of power through those muscles and that just isometric strength as well, because we're kind of holding in this position, not allowing it to come down, and that quickness that we have within their shoulders. Now, adding these 3 in are so important to life because, like I said in the beginning, we're not going to get away from doing awkward positions and pulling and reaching. So what we can do is try to build the resiliency within our body and within our shoulders to keep us nice, strong, and stable. So no matter as we age, no matter as we reach and do awkward things with our arms, we have the stability within our shoulders to keep us strong, safe, and healthy. Now, if you like these, try them out. Please pass it on to people that you know can benefit, who complain of some shoulder issues going on, and comment below and let me know what you feel. Were you surprised by one of these exercises being a little tougher? If you love what you're learning, don't forget there's so much more that I have in store. So hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos so that you don't miss anything and you continue to learn and feel amazing within your body.